To have one half of your tag team champions on the team and not the other half, like, it just seems a little bit silly to me. We obviously work well enough together to be the champions, so why not have Nikki on the team with us?
It's me, it's SP3. We're on Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel, and I am here with one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley. We are here for Survivor Series 2021 weekend. How does it feel to be getting ready for Sunday in Barclays Center at a show that you made a name for yourself 2 years ago?
It's very, very exciting. I honestly can't wait. Survivor Series is a great pay-per-view for me. 2019, wild time in my life. Accomplished so much and had such a crazy run, and I'm planning to keep that run going this year.
And you've really kind of pulled that momentum into 2021, re-debuting at the Royal Rumble, being a finalist, the last two there. You won the Raw Women's Championship at Wrestlemania, Women's Tag Team Gold. What has been like the best moment of your 2021 so far?
It's hard to really pick because there has been so many different things that I've done, and it's insane to think of how much I've accomplished. I think the number one thing, of course, would be WrestleMania. Pretty big deal. Something that I've dreamt of since being a kid, and I know I had my first WrestleMania in the pandemic in front of 0 fans in attendance. So then to go into 2021 and go out there and see the crowd and feel the electricity coming from them and the excitement and just hear the roar, it was just, everything was so special. And I got to wrestle Asuka, someone that I had wanted to wrestle since being 17 years old in Japan. And I also got New Year's Day playing me out to the ring, which is insane. Like, I love my bands, and New Year's Day is definitely one of my bands that I love. And every single one of those people are just so special and so lovely. And I'm glad that I got to share that moment with them.
So you mentioned the band that played you to the ring at WrestleMania. I know my cameraman as well as people watching are big metal fans. Who would you say is the metal band that they should listen to the most right now?
Oh, it's tough. It's really tough. So I'm always going to shout out Motionless in White. I absolutely love Motionless in White. I've been listening to a lot of Ice Nine Kills lately. I just discovered them like maybe a couple months ago now, and they sing about horror movies, and I love that. I love horror movies, and they're just fantastic, and they're such lovely dudes as well. Like, all the bands that I listen to, they're such lovely people. So I would give them a shout out. Ice Nine Kills.
You're a lovely person, so you love the Lovely People band, so that makes sense. So you say you're a big horror movie fan. What is your favorite horror movie of all time?
Ooh, favorite horror movie. I love the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I love them. I love them so much. But then I also love like Trick or Treat. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I can watch it as many times. Like I watch it way too often. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
So you are the Women's Tag Team Champions with Nikki A.S.H, and you know you like horror movies. You wear black. She's a superhero. She's wearing bright colors. How has been the transition from forming that tag team and getting used to the differences between you two?
So it sort of just formed one day, and I don't really know how, but I'm sort of glad that it did, because even though, like, yes, she's older than me, I look at her like a little sister because she is so crazy, and I have to reel her in. I need to get one of those, like, backpacks with a lead on them, because, like, I feel like she could just disappear at any moment, and I'd be like, where'd Nikki go? Like, where'd she go? But it's been a lot of fun, and I think the opposites really do attract, and she keeps me like excited and positive, and I keep her grounded, and I sort of remind her that she has to fight for herself, and then at the same time she reminds me that I have to be nice to people.
It's like the yin and yang. You gotta balance each other.
Exactly. She's small. I'm big. I like throwing people. She thinks she can fly. I pick her up, I throw it at people, make her fly. I think it just works, you know?
Y'all work in between very well.
Exactly.
Well, being one half of the women's tag team champions, are you disappointed that Nikki is not on Team Raw with you? And what was her reaction to that kind of, you know, setback as far as being on Team Raw with you?
I think I'm more disappointed than Nikki is because she's such a positive person. Like, yes, I know that she's upset, but I'm very upset for her because I know that she's worked so incredibly hard for everything that she's accomplished, and she's been in this business for a lot longer than I have. And to not have her on the team is a little bit disrespectful. To have one half of your tag team champions on the team and not the other half, like, it just seems a little bit silly to me. We obviously work well enough together to be the champions, so why not have Nikki on the team with us? I think we could really make some magic, and I'm just disappointed. I really am. And now I'm stuck with Carmella and Zelina. The hell's that? I want to say that our team is a winning team because we've got myself, Bianca, and Liv, and then there's those two. And I just... it really grinds my gears knowing that they're on the team and Nikki isn't. We still got one more day. That's all I'm going to say. I'm hoping that something happens.
We're going to get a sneak attack and we're going to get Nikki on the team. I'm from New York. I can work this out for you.
It's very sneaky. I want to say that I would love to do the honors, but I know that Nikki would be very disappointed in me. So I got to try and stay good.
She keeps you on the straight and narrow. You gotta love it. Talking about the SmackDown side of the team, one of your all-time career rivals is over there. Just got named to the team, Toni Storm. Do you feel like this is like the next chapter of your rivalry? Because you go from NXT UK to NXT. Now you're on the main roster. How do you feel about being on the opposite side as Toni?
I mean, it was bound to happen. It was really, really bound to happen. Toni and I have been fighting each other since we were 16 years old in Australia. We actually have we have a match over there that we had, and it's just sort of like progressed over time and gotten more and more popular. So our feud is definitely something that's going to go on for the longest time. I love Toni, but I hate Toni. We have matching tattoos, but I want to punch her in the face. She's just always going to be there, and I think it's going to be a feud for a long, long time.
And it's going to different places. It's like The Rock and Triple H of this era in a lot of ways, just at the different levels you guys have versed.
Yes.
Speaking of The Rock, 25th anniversary of the great one. I was actually there live, 8 years old, at Madison Square Garden for his debut. So I want to hear from you. What is your greatest Rock memory of his entire career?
Oh, man. I don't know. You really put me on the spot. Damn.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you really put me on the spot. Oh, man. I think just like every single time he sells the stunner is like just the greatest thing that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how that man does it, but he somehow ends up in a handstand and then like a weird back roll, backflip thing. And that's just always amazing to watch. So anything that he did with Stone Cold was just incredible. They worked so well together, and they really did bring out the best in each other.
100% agree with you there. My final question, since it is Survivor Series, I know how much of a fan you are of the WWE. When I say Mr. or Mrs. Survivor Series, who comes to mind? I'll put out examples. We just talked about The Rock debuting 25 years ago. He won the WWE title there. The Undertaker debuted there. Roman Reigns. Who is your Mr. or Mrs. Survivor Series?
I mean, let's just go with this, since I love myself. Me. Mrs. Survivor Series. 2019, led Team NXT to victory. First time NXT had been a part of Survivor Series. Captain of the women's team. My first ever Survivor Series. Last woman standing. Can't get much better than that.
We just crowned a Mrs. Survivor Series. Rhea Ripley, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. It's me, it's SP3. This has been Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel.